So what is going on, Spider-Man PS4 fans? It's your boy Amaziah here, coming at you guys with another post-release content video, in which of course I wanted to give you guys another idea of some cool stuff that Insomniac can do with Spider-Man PS4 post-launch. So as we know, Insomniac are planning to do DLCs for specific villains and stuff that they actually are hinting at with, of course, the side missions in Spider-Man PS4. We know that the first one that they're actually planning on doing is Black Cat, and that's damn cool. I love the idea of course us getting more villains because it makes the world feel alive. Now we don't know if these DLCs will be free. I highly doubt it. I think they'll be damn cheap. I think they'll probably be like $10 per DLC, and each DLC may have like 5 hours worth of content per new villain. But another thing I would like to see as well is that, of course, we know from this generation of consoles that wasn't possible in earlier generations is that games can now be updated. And with these updates, I think the best example I can give you to pretty much give you an image of what I'm talking about is Fortnite, in which over the past year, Fortnite has updated 5 times for each new season, and with each new season, they've added new details and stuff to the game. Now, whether or not an update as substantial as what I'm going to propose here is possible is definitely not known to me because I'm not a developer. But I think it would be damn cool to see, of course, the world of Spider-Man PS4 potentially change over updates. One of the villains that I want to see get integrated in some kind of way with, of course, some kind of hint at what's to come in the future is Tombstone. I absolutely fucking adored this villain in the Spectacular Spider-Man cartoon. He was absolutely phenomenal, and one of the things that I feel like actually could make him work in Spider-Man PS4 is that the theme of Spider-Man PS4 is a young Peter Parker who's going into that adult life. In Spectacular Spider-Man, the cartoon show, one of the themes behind Tombstone's character was that he was a character that understood the world from a much more mature standpoint. He was also about as strong as Spider-Man in Spectacular Spider-Man, so every time they would get into a confrontation, of course, Peter would get his ass whipped, and he would also get some kind of little piece of course, Tombstone's mind. And when he would get a piece of Tombstone's mind, of course, Tombstone would essentially make him think and evaluate things. And what I would love to see is pretty much have like probably some goons and stuff, some new goons and stuff go after Spider-Man, or they cause some crime, and we get to hear little tidbits of Tombstone. And when we start to hear these little tidbits of Tombstone, what they're doing is building up for the DLC for Tombstone. And I want to start a discussion with you guys, so get into the comment section below and let me know how you feel about, of course, any villain that you would want. Let me know who you would want to come. And I love Tombstone because he just feels like a much more, to me, he feels like a much more fleshed out version of Kingpin. He isn't like that gritty, but of course he seems a lot more calm and collected. He's a lot more mature, and of course he also is all about money, just like Kingpin is. He's about crime, just like Kingpin is, but he feels a lot more mature, at least in the cartoon. I don't know if he's a little bit more whimsical in the comics or anything like that, because I haven't read the Spectacular Spider-Man comics yet. But of course, if he is, I definitely would love for them to go with the Spectacular Spider-Man cartoon show version of him. He's a lot more mature, and of course he actually gives these new ideas and concepts to Spider-Man, and it's essentially a way of course fucking with his head, because in the Spectacular Spider-Man cartoon, every time he would get into a confrontation with him, that would kind of trickle into like later episodes, and whenever that would get reevaluated and stuff, or brought back up again in the story through the next encounter with him, then of course Spider-Man would give him his answer. It kind of made it feel like, of course, Tombstone was actually helping Peter actually become a better man. And I feel like, of course, Spider-Man PS4, Spider-Man, of course, that Peter Parker could definitely use an influence like that if there isn't a villain that's within the game already that does cause that kind of shift. So let me know what you guys think about that. I would love to see Tombstone come to Spider-Man PS4, but if they did it, I would love to see free updates and stuff that kind of added new grunts and stuff that actually hint at Tombstone and his rise to being a crime lord before eventually they announce the DLC, in which we can actually get a 5+ hour story add-on content, in which of course Tombstone will actually be the new Kingpin, and it'll kind of be like, holy shit, this is what they've been building up to this whole time. And it would just make the world feel more alive if they did these kind of updates. So once again, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like this idea? And let me know what villain you would personally want in the place of Tombstone to have this kind of idea go towards. This has been your boy Amaziah. Don't forget to do a little A-class gaming and everything you do. Don't forget to give it A-class. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for the live stream for Spider-Man PS4. We'll be going live. I'll be playing it as long as I possibly can and just enjoying it with you guys with some webcam and of course some commentary and actually reading some of you guys' comments. We're going to be doing some shit like of course running around, doing some free roam stuff, doing some gameplay, the story, and all of that jazz. This has been your boy Amaziah, and peace the heck out.
What's left of me? What's left of me? And you and I, there's a new life.